Hi everyone, this video will be going over Act 5, Scene 2 of Shakespeare's play Othello. So we'll be covering some aspects of this act through the questions number 2 and number 4. So without further ado, here we go with question 2. Question 2 being, why does Desdemona beg for additional time? To put some context to this question, of course, at that moment, Othello was standing over her while she was lying in her bed. She just wakes up and Othello tells her, I will kill you. He was full of rage, full of jealousy after Iago's story that she slept with Cassio, and he was minded into strangling her with her pillow and ending her life. Of course, on one side, we could see it as just basic human instincts, just basic human nature. She wanted to stay alive, which is completely normal. But other than that, I also see how Desdemona begging for more time. The time that she was begging for was just time to be able to talk to Othello and actually try to clear her name. Because as we find out in the play, the accusations put against her were actually false. And once again, it was Iago's web of bad intentions, of lies, and all of his bad behaviors that led to her death, and that led to Othello believing that his wife was unfaithful. So Desdemona begging for additional time, of course, yes, she's trying to save her life, but also see it as just a final desperate call, just like a conscience, to liberate her conscience and pretty much just prove to Othello, like, whatever you think of me, whether you're going to kill me or not, I did not do this. In addition, she also begs for additional time, and while trying to talk to him, she gives him the suggestion of actually being banished instead of being killed. Then we fall on question 4. Question 4 being, what important role does Emilia play after Desdemona's murder, and does she avenge her? First of all, to put some context to this question, I have two quotes coming on lines 161, 162, and also on lines 166. Both quotes being words coming out of Emilia's mouth. So she says, thou hast not half that power do me harm, as I have to be hurt. And she also claims, the more hath killed my mistress, murder, murder. Reading these quotes, you can see that clearly Emilia is trying to avenge Desdemona's murder, and she's trying to point the finger at the responsible who did this, which is Othello. Not only does she do that, but she also makes Othello realize that Desdemona was not the woman that near the end he believed she was. That she was actually the one who found the handkerchief and that gave the handkerchief to Iago himself. That's when Othello realizes, oh my god, I just made a huge mistake, because Iago's the one that told me that Desdemona was unfaithful, but at the end of the day, he just fell into all the lies, he just fell into all the bad behaviors, bad intentions of Iago, and decided to kill Desdemona because of testimonies coming from Iago. So with that being said, Emilia, of course, she's not able to save Desdemona. However, does she avenge her? I think so, because at the end of the day, making a parallel with question 2, Desdemona begging for her additional time, she wanted to clear her name. She wanted to leave with a good conscience and make sure that Othello knew the real woman she was. So if those were her final intentions before dying, Emilia actually made that happen, where she made Othello understand and believe that Desdemona was actually a very loyal wife and would never sleep with Cassio. I hope this gave some insight on Act 5, Scene 2, and could be helpful during your essays. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.